Salut to our Tchetchi friends in France and hello to everyone. This is our next tutorial in our series on web scraping using Python. I'm Scrappy and this is World Web Scraping. There we go. Welcome to World Web Scraping. This is our next tutorial in our series of web scraping using Python. Today we will talk about how to create a web crawler that can crawl through all over the internet. So this crawler goes from one site to another site to follow the links that are provided inside those sites. All the internal links and all the external links, and it will keep grabbing all of those external and internal links. Now, this is not something that you will be usually doing because when you do web scraping, so you will be aware of from which site and you want the data and what data you want. It's not like you will be randomly going from one site to another site and you will just scrape all of the pages. Then that's not how it works. And that's not even humanly possible because every site will have a different structure for the HTML and the crawler cannot know what structure there is. So you will only have to first go to all of those pages and see what structure is there, and you have to customize your crawler according to that, and that will run into thousands of lines of code. This is something that Google and Yahoo do, and they do it well because they don't have one single person managing all of the code. They have thousands of people. They have a team of thousands of people who are managing the code, were creating all of those codes and running and they have used mainframe systems so they can do that right. This is not something that we should be doing or we will need in any of our work that we do, not safely basis, and we will either we're doing something like going to Amazon and scraping some data related to one product or several products, or going to LinkedIn in scraping some data regarding improve some profile information like the names and emails and education and stuff, right? You know, guys, going to some news websites, scraping some news, going to Twitter, going to scraping some Twitters. So that's what we will be doing, right? In this program that I'm going to write today, that is not going to do that. It is going to go on one page and then it will check for all the external links on the page. It will go on by one to all of those external links, and then on those external links it will again check for all the internal and external links. Then it will go one by one to all of those external links and keep grabbing the links. It will just grab the URLs. So that's just to give you a hint, you know, how you can create such kind of complex crawler. But believe me, when you want to do stuff like that, like Google does, what Google does is Googlebot is the Google crawler actually, and which goes whenever you write something in the search. It will break down the search query of yours into different parts, and then it will match those words for those keywords, and it will go to all of those sites and it will grab the heading of the site. You grab their URLs. It will grab some starting paragraph of that. That page. That's basically what Googlebot does. But that's not what we can do, and that's what we are not going to do in any of our jobs. But to give you an idea, you can create that kind of scrapper, and if you are really that enthusiastic and if you want to do that, you can do that, and it will run into thousands of lines of codes and functions and everything that you have to do. You have to check for that not every website, not all the links that are present in one page, and if your power goes into one of those pages and site doesn't allow you crawling, then you will get an error of 403 error. That is the forbidden error, or the server might be down, or the URL might not be available itself, and you will get these kinds of errors. So you have to look for those also, and then you have to write an exception block like that, and it will be a big task. So let's get started today. I will be using the main spider to run my code because this will be a code which will run into at least 50 lines, and it is more because it will be going from one page to another and grabbing all of the links. It will more, and there are thousands of links on those pages. So it will more become more like a while loop. So it will be which will become an infinite loop, and running an infinite loop in Jupyter Notebook does not work because Jupyter Notebook itself shows you results only after their entire loop has been run, and you have a get all of your results. So that we cannot do in a Jupyter Notebook. So for that we will be using a Spider Notebook, and but I will give you the code. I will give you the code in the Jupyter Notebook, but please don't run it in the Jupyter Notebook. You use a Spider IDE or any other IDE except for Jupyter Notebook. So let's get started. So today we will be using a new method of URL package. So till now we have just used like URL dot request import URL open. This is what we have used until now, URL open, to download our page. So today we are seeing .parse, and then we will be using a URL parse. So what that URL parse does. So let's see first. So in URL parsing, the URL parsing function focus on splitting a URL string into its component. So when you pass a URL string, like something like you take this complete thing, this URL string, and you pass it to the URL parse method, but it will do it, will break it into its component. So first what it will do, you will break it into 6 items, get basic items of any website. So we first will be a scheme, a netlog, path, parameters, query, and a fragment. So I have given an example here. This is a website page that I have taken, and so in that scheme is HTTP or HTTPS. So that protocol that is used as HTTP or HTTPS, that is a scheme, and then netlog is the actual server domain of your page. The path is if you have your if you are going to page 1, page 2, page or something like that. So that will be, or any special link you have clicked on. So it will be like that. So that will be your path. Parameters are again those any specific parameters that you have passed on. Again, query and fragment. These are additional things that when you click on one website link and it takes you, or so it if you are on Amazon, you choose a category and then you choose to apply some filters on that, like there are. So that's what all of these things are. But basic things are on scheme netlog, and path things are the basic things. And so that's what your URL is made of, and but URL parse will break down it into this component. Now URL parses only break down when we parse it with colon and 2 backslashes after our scheme. Then only it will be able to distinguish between a scheme, between a path, and between a netlog. If we don't pass it to here, this is a website and we have not written our colon here, and we have not written in HTTP also. So what it will do till HTTP and colon, it will take as HTTP, right? You see here that it will take a scheme after that. Where the double black slash comes from, there it takes as a netlog, and then after that, where the first slash comes, it take that has the path. But if they have not passed any of these, if we had no given any colon or backslash, what it will do, it will take entire site, enter your address as the path, and so that will not work, and we will use this thing like when we write our code, so that we have a complete address and not just like not all complete addresses converted into a path. Now the code is going to run the big code and is going to run in 50 lines. So what basic thing that I'm doing in this code is that I'm going on to one web page. I'll create several functions and I will pass one web page. And then from there, I will check, I'll write go into another function, which will check if there are any external links. So if there are any external links, then it is yes, then written all those random external links. So it will show all those random external links. If there are no external links, then there will be another function that will be called and that will say to go to an internal link. So if on that page, if there is an internal link, so that is a link that is of that website only and but takes you to some other page or that website. So it will go there. Then the function will go back on that next internal page. The function will go back and check if there are any external links rigid, and if you keep repeating this method, so that's what it going to happen. So this is actually, my code today, and if you say it's a big record, and so I'll run it in Spider and I will show you. So here first, then importing all of my libraries. I'm importing the URL open. What does URL parse that we need today in a beautiful soup is a soup that we do import RE, that is a regular expression, date time, and random. They're important to new libraries today, and that is to generate random numbers. And so that's what it is for, and that will help us to go from one page to another page by generating random numbers. So don't break your head on that. Now I'm creating a set here. I'm assigning it to variable pages, and then I'm writing my first function. So my first function here is def get internal link. So what this function does is it will get all the internal links. It will go on to one internal link, is like I explained into that function and this diagram here. Alright, so guys, if this is my function to go into my internal page, so that's what my first function will do. So here it will take two arguments, beautiful soup object, and one URL. So what I'm doing that on URL now, I'm passing it to URL parse. So that will break my URL and getting that dot scheme from there. So HTTP or HTTPS, whatever will come out of that URL, taking that, and then I'm going to connecting it with the colon and backslash, and then I'm passing again the URL parse, right? I'm passing the same URL again into URL parse. So this time I'm getting the .NET block. So that will take out our domain of the address. So in that way it will make a complete URL, and it will not be like, it will not become a path div, does not have an HTTP error, and it does not break our code. Then I'm creating an empty list, and then I'm writing for loop. This loop gets all of my internal links. So this you see here, it will return my all internal links, and all those all internal links will be appended into this list. So you can print this in the linked list, and it will show you all of those internal links. So what I'm doing here is for links in BS object, find all a href re dot compile, and from there I'm passing, so already did that, and all of our links are contained in under a tag and under href attributes, right? You remember that. So I'm passing here a regular expression which says that href should contain either a backslash or a dot right. The pipe symbol means that it should either contain backslash or dot plus whatever URL I have entered, it should contain that URL. So it will look for this URL plus, like if a backslash or dot is coming there. Now what I'm saying again, if links dot attributes href is not none. So if this attribute that is returned, if that is not a none object, then if link dot attributes href not an internal link. So if this link which I have written is not already in this list, right? So because we don't want duplicates, so this line is like to ensure that we don't get duplicates. If that link is not already in this internal link list, so what we have to do is, and if the link doesn't attribute href starts with a backslash, then append that link inside into this list. That's what we are doing here. And if this does not start with a backslash, then what we have to do, we have to directly append that link into this. So that's what we are doing. Now after that, my second function is to get all the external links. So it is the same as my internal link function, but this time but we will get all the external links. So it will again take two arguments, beautiful soup object and exclude URL. That will be URL. I'm getting an empty list again. I'm writing a for loop which will find out which will look for it. You say it is an external URL on the page. It will either contain an HTTP or www. So there will be either two of these things will be present in that URL. Okay guys, so that's what I'm searching for here using a regular expression. Now if that link is link.attribute.href is not one again, it is if it is a none type of object, then if link.attributes as href are not in an external link, if this link is already not present in this empty list, then append. That's what I'm doing again, append that entire list into this. So we will get the list of our external links. Now this function, next function I'm creating. This is the function that like get all the random external links. That is, like we are going to create our beautiful soup object here, and we are going to create our URL open method here, but it will take only one argument starting page, and from there, but it is doing is I'm creating my HTML here using URL open. So that's what we always do, right? Then I'll creating my beautiful soup object. Soup HTML, take this HTML and it will read it. I'm going XML parser here, and we usually have not used this functionality till now, but I'm calling XML here because this will make my process slightly faster. External links, then I'm calling the like them. I'm assigning the external links to get text links BS object URL parse starting page .netlog. That's the list that we like to create it here, right? So what we are doing here in this function, we are creating this link again, this list again here. So I am calling this external link function here, and if I call this get an external link function here, this is what it is going to return me external links. So that's what I'm assigning this run this function, and it will write me an external link. Please assign that external links to back again to the external links. So that's what I'm doing. Now again, what is writing? So if the length of the external link is equal to 0, so that means that if this complete list is empty, that means that there is no external link present on that page. So that brings us back to this diagram here, that there is no external link present. So go back to check for an internal link, and if there is an internal link is present, then go to the page and then check for the external link again. So that's what's happening here. Then what I'm doing is I'm now creating my web page actually that we are going to pass into. So domain equal to URL parse starting page dot scheme. So that we did already here at the top also. So it is so what our starting page writing, so it is going to take it and get the HTTP out of that, then connected with a colon and backslash, then again pass .netlog into that, and that will get my complete URL. Alright, so again you see internal links. That was you like my list for internal links I assigned, and so I'm calling the get internal links function again, and I'm passing this web page and I'm passing on my BS object into that, and I will get the list of internal links now. So I went so fast I got the external links. Then I went to the internal links if there is no external link present, and so that was our thinking process on that. So after this, but I want is get random external links. So this I'm calling this function to return me all the external random external links. So if there are no internal links present, then it is going to return me all the internal links. If there are external link present, then it is simply going to return me all the external links. So then that's what going to happen. Now this is my last function. This is a function in which I'm going to pass my web page, and from there it will start calling all the functions one by one. So and this is followed external only. So this is like a function I'm creating that better follow an external link. So here writing it will take one argument that is starting site. So I will pass my starting web page like whatever address I want to pass, that I will pass here, and from that the loop will start, which will start creating your like specific links, which we passed into all of these above functions, and we will get our results after I have passed the starting site here. So what I'm doing first is external links. That is the list of my external links. Now I assign it to get random external links path starting site. So what that means, that is I enter this site here, right? So this site it will come to here, and then it will get into this function, and so I have called external links here, and I'm going to get random extended, so that will call it this complete function here, and it will put my website that I have entered here into this function. Then this function will entirely run, so this function again going back to these two functions, right? So these two functions will be run one by one, so that's what is happening. So it becomes an infinite loop like that. So once I have got the external links, I'm saying is print random external link, so it is going to show me what all the links are available there, and then I'm finally calling and these external links and all this function itself. And this is what we got from there, and this makes it an infinite loop, and it will keep running like that. So now I'm calling my function here, and I'll run the cell. All right, I'm calling my last function here, and I'll run this cell. I'll select the cell and I will run the cell, and you see what will happen here in the results. Random external link is http ethereum.stackover.com, stakeexchange.com, and then random external link stackoverflowbusiness.com, stackoverflow.com, job salary. So that's what it is. Now it is printing me all of those external links. It is going to see fitness, DSP, es.stackoverflow.com. So these are all different external links that is going to one by one, and it is extracting all of those external links. So that's how you can create something like this, which is a crawler, which will jump from one website to another website and one page to another web page. and it will stop it there. It will start to keep gathering all of those links, and you can do that. And but keep one thing in mind, that it might not every time works, because you're like if you got to one page and it contains links to the web page that does not allow you to crawl data from their website. So it will show you an error for 3, forbidden error. So it will break there. So for that you will have to write try and accept block write, or there could be a server error, or there could be URL open error that can occur then again. This does not help find data, because this thing will find you thousands of links and to grab data from there. You have to know what kind of data is available on those pages. So for that you have to see yourself in what data is available in that way. So you have to see thousands of pages that you cannot do. So but if you have a team of people who wants to do this stuff, then you can proceed in this way, and you can create a web crawler like that, and you can grab data in that way. So I have provided this code, and again, do not run it in such a Jupyter notebook, that will never complete. So that's all for today. So my touchy friends, thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video tutorial, and do not stop visiting our website. Leave your comments below and ask me any question you have. I will be very happy to answer them. Link is given in description of this video to get code and full material. Stay happy, stay safe, stay touchy.